So yeah, this is a pyramid of a biomass question. Um, Basically, you would first start talking about when you were learning about this. You would first start talking about a pyramid of numbers. So let's say we've got, with our example, we've got um, the energy from the lettuce going into the snail and the energy from the snail going into the shrew. Now, if you thought about, let's say, how many, let's say we talk about 5 shrew, how many snails would 5 shrew eat? Quite a lot more than 5, right? Over the course of their lifetime, they would eat a lot more than 5 snails. And how many lettuces would a snail eat? Well, maybe a snail may not get through an entire lettuce in its own lifetime, perhaps, or maybe it will. I'm not sure. But let's say, for argument, that it doesn't. Let's say a snail over its entire lifetime gets through half a lettuce. That means the pyramid of numbers will look a little bit strange. It will look like this. So you'd have the small one at the top for, let's make that, um, so you'd have one at the top like that, and then you would have um, the, let's just make that one wider. How do I do that? So you would have then one underneath that that's quite a bit wider. So that would be the snail, because more. So the top one is the shrew, and the middle one, the next one down, is the snail. And then if snails eat less than one each, then you would actually have, a smaller one at the bottom, maybe like that, right? Who knows? Just for the sake of argument. So that doesn't look much like a pyramid. However, if we looked at it in terms of biomass, as in terms of like how much actual mass, well, the actual amount of grams that a snail, so let's take a shrew. What grams of snail will a shrew get through? Or maybe it would be more like that. And now we look at how many grams of lettuce does the snail get through? Well, maybe quite a lot more than its own body mass, and so it would be more like that. So pyramids of biomass generally are actually pyramids, whereas pyramids of numbers are not necessarily pyramids. So in this case, you're going to have one shrew eating a lot more snails than, in terms of grams, a lot more grams of snail than make up the grams of the shrew, and the snail's eating a lot more of the lettuce than makes up the total mass of the snail over the course of its life. So the answer for this one would be C.